So I've spent the last week or so playing a game I really didn't think was even worth my time, let alone making a video about. But Farlight 84 has surprisingly kept my interest even though I really don't know why. The game isn't anything special. Farlight 84 was developed and published by Farlight Games, a Singapore-based studio that operates as a subsidiary of the well-known Lilith Games, the creators of AFK Arena. You may also recognize Farlight Games from their previous release, Distillite, a turn-based strategy RPG. And to be blunt, Farlight 84 is basically if you took a mobile version of Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Pokemon and blended them all together. And there's a lot of inspiration from Apex Legends. I mean, gliding around is the same. Maps look like lower quality Apex Legend maps. The loot crates and death crates look identical to Apex Legends. The inventory, guns, and attachments are pretty much the same. And even the health and shield system is basically copy and pasted from Apex. And there's a ton of other small details that Farlight has adapted into Apex as their own. As I mentioned before, this game is actually a mobile game that was adapted onto PC. This does mean that the majority of the player base is on mobile, and it really shows. So I'm not certain if this is the case, but I believe that most of the players in the lobbies aren't actually people. There's just no way that these aren't bots. And even in ranked, it felt like I was still getting in these lobbies full of bots, which is not really what you want in a ranked game mode. In fact, it took reaching gold for the lobbies to be filled with actual human beings who know how to move and shoot at the same time. This meant it took a while to actually find the game enjoyable. And the only reason I wanted to make a video about this game in the first place was their adaptation of Pokemon, which I was interested in seeing how they could actually handle that considering the recent Palworld's lawsuit, but it seems as though they're in the clear. And speaking of Pokemon, in this game, they actually call them buddies, and you can find them scattered all across the map. You can store multiple at once, and they all have their own unique uses. Some have cooldowns, and some you can throw and pick up. Each one is different and does different things, like launching you or dragging your knocked teammates to you to be revived. There are some unique features in Farlight 84, such as the ability to build up your shields. In Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex Legends, players can build up their shields with like physical items, but in Farlight you collect XP that builds up your shields over time. There's also a respawn feature that effectively sees Farlight players infinitely respawning during the earliest stages of the match, but it gets more complex over time. Weapons in Farlight 84 are divided into various tiers, from basic to high tier, with distinct damage, range, and firing capabilities. Unfortunately, some of the high tier weapons are considerably more powerful than their lower tier counterparts, leading to potential balance issues. Certain high tier weapons can turn the tide of a battle due to their enhanced damage, fire rate, or special abilities like homing missiles or explosive rounds. Access to high tier weapons is not consistent across all players, as they often require significant grinding or premium currency to unlock or upgrade. This setup can give paying players a slight advantage by granting them access to powerful weaponry faster than free-to-play players. We'll talk more about this later, but even when players can acquire high-tier weapons through gameplay, it may take considerably more time, creating an imbalance between new and experienced players. So there are 15 heroes currently available for you to choose from: Bo, Duckside, Lucinda, Maggie, MKR, Cypher, Captain, Ember, Michelle, Phantom, Young, Sienna, Mamoy, and Sonoy, Sane, Sinel, I don't know. In Farlight 84, each hero has its own unique set of abilities that add tactical variety and encourage different playstyles. However, not all abilities are equally impactful in combat. Certain heroes possess abilities that can dominate the battlefield, like shields that last for a long time or abilities that deal significant area damage. These abilities often provide a clear advantage, making these heroes almost essential picks in high level play, which is basically how metas are created. And on the flip side, some heroes have abilities that are really not that effective or situational, putting them at a disadvantage compared to the more versatile or powerful characters. So this imbalance limits the diversity of viable hero choices, as players tend to gravitate towards those with the best abilities, creating predictability in the matchups. So unlike games like Apex Legends and PUBG, which offer multiple maps or rotate map options seasonally, Farlight 84 currently relies on a single map. While this map is large and has different zones, players can quickly become familiar with the terrain, leading to predictability over time. And the map's design, while visually appealing, lacks distinct biomes or environmental contrast that could create different gameplay experiences. Most areas share a similar aesthetic, a mix of cyberpunk and industrial designs. While stylish, this uniformity can make it feel as though players are fighting in variations of the same setting repeatedly, rather than exploring diverse landscapes like the desert, snow-covered zones, or dense forests. And dynamic features like moving trains in Apex Legends or destructible structures in Fortnite add excitement and change gameplay. Farlight 84 maps lack these interactive elements, which make the matches feel more static. Adding more dynamic aspects would add layers to the gameplay, making the matches feel more distinct and unpredictable. Other battle royales offer maps that have unique locations with different strategic advantages, such as high ground areas, dense cityscapes, or open fields that promote different playstyles, but Farlight's map doesn't provide as many unique landmarks that encourage varied tactics. While there are some notable points of interest, they don't fundamentally change how players approach combat or movement. So moving on from the gameplay of Farlight, I want to talk about microtransactions. While Farlight is technically playable without spending money, the microtransaction model can lead to a perceived imbalance between playing players and free-to-play players, as I previously mentioned. Although items purchasable with gold generally offer cosmetic or customizational benefits, some players argue that certain characters or weapon upgrades give slight gameplay advantages. This perception may create a divide between paying and non-paying players, especially at higher levels where competitive play matters more. The community's response to these practices is mixed. Some enjoy the customization options, while others feel that Farlight 84 is leaning too heavy on monetization for progress. So in conclusion, Farlight 84 offers a pretty bland taste on the Battle Royale formula with its fast-paced hero-based gameplay, but what it does well is blending vibrant futuristic visuals with the high-energy combat mechanics. The game stands out with its diverse characters and ability-based tactics, allowing for varied playstyles and strategic team dynamics. However, its reliance on a single map, some balance issues with hero abilities and weapons, and a monetization model that favors premium purchases can sometimes hinder the gameplay experience. Despite these drawbacks, Farlight 84 remains an interesting alternative for mobile players of the Battle Royale genre, since Apex Legends Mobile isn't around anymore. Anyway, that's about all I've got for today's video. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you have, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Let me know if you got this far in the video in the comment section. And use code GOLDEN at checkout for your Rogue Energy order. The link is in the description. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.